Find America's top theatrical talents on the cross streets of Broadway and Main.
December 4th, 1956, that at Sun Records in Memphis, Tennessee, Elvis Presley, Johnny Cash, Carl Perkins, and Jerry Lee Lewis, they all came together, they recorded a couple of songs. It was a moment in history and a lot happened there.
If it wasn't for Mr. Phillips here, I'd still be driving a truck. You know, he's singing something in me I never would have seen in myself.
Sam Phillips, of course, he brought up so many big names, and his name is big. More so at the time, but his has kind of gotten lost with history, so this kind of remembers that as well.
Talk about amazing, 10 seconds and I knew I had me my next star. 1, 2, 3,
well, I play Jerry Lee Lewis, whereas all the other guys are very established names. Jerry is still like very much trying to like weasel his way in and make a name for himself here, so it's almost, he kind of overcorrects in that way.
Yeah, Jerry's gonna love you like a lover should.
I basically just watched hours and hours and hours of Jerry Lee concert footage just to try to learn and hear how he plays. So it's like glistening up and down the piano like crazy, those big staccato eighth notes up at the top that just kind of pounding out the rhythm. So it was the most fun research I've had to do for a role.
It ain't like I forgot what you done for me. Well, wouldn't no one else have taken a chance on me?
I play Johnny Cash. This is a turning point in John's career because he's, spoiler alert, just about to leave Sun to go to Columbia. And so he is kind of feeling a little uncomfortable.
For you, I know I'd even try to turn the time because you're mine. I walk the line.
There's impersonation, and then there's becoming the character and doing things in a believable way.
Right, yeah, we're trying to get away from not really kind of being like a comic book version or something like that. You just kind of have to understand what he was going through at that time, making sure I get that inflection just right and scoop those low notes, and then I think people tend to get on board.
You could have left Blue Suede Shoes alone. Ever since you've done the song on TV, everyone thinks it's your song, man. I got DJs telling me I'm covering Elvis.
A lot fewer people are going to know who Carl is, but in a weird way kind of awesome for how the drama of the show unfolds too, because he was and is in the drama of the show kind of overshadowed by these other personalities and performers. So that's kind of useful in a way.
Come on, take a little walk with me, Arlene. Tell me who do you love? Who do you love?
I try as best as I can to kind of catch a lot of the energy. You know, it's kind of always bursting with that sort of youthful rockabilly energy, which is great. And I think that kind of shines through the most, and I think that's one of the things that speaks to him as a person and comes through in the show really, really well.
It's about a year after he became really famous, so there's still a little bit of the trucker from Mississippi still in him, especially when he's around the boys. I mean, there's so much like family to him. Sam was so much like a father figure to him. He very much sees Johnny and Carl as brothers. So it kind of feels like coming home, and it feels like he's allowed to be vulnerable for the first time.
The photo that we're using in this production is cropped. It's just of the quartet. And if you zoom out just a little bit, you can see on the end of the piano a woman named Marilyn Evans is sitting there looking longingly at Elvis and how much fun she's had that night. And that is who I am embodying, if you will.
Well, maybe they're all right, huh? I mean, this music ain't never gonna make it. You got Congress passing laws against it. You got church people trying to shut me down.
And you know that that'll just make the kids want it even more.
None of these guys would talk about their feelings if I wasn't there, so it's a little bit of that. And Dyanne, she's such a smart woman, and she can sense that there's something under the rug here.
You ain't know how we go.
What's the key to getting people on your side as Elvis?
Honestly, for me, it's just the attitude, you know, walking on stage and just kind of saying in your head that I'm the king, you know, like.
Find America's top theatrical talents on the cross streets of Broadway and Main.